Why did McLaren give team orders? How was Lewis Hamilton feeling about the communication he got from Ferrari throughout the race? And why did Yuki Tsunoda drop 7 places? Here's a summary of what we learned from the Australian F1 post-race interviews, and this will go from P7 to P12, and it will include Zach Brown. Nico Hulkenberg said they were not expecting to finish in P7, but the safety car really helped, and also their decision to go onto the Inters early. And whilst he's very happy, he's still not feeling entirely comfortable with the car. Charles Leclerc said that the Ferrari F1 team are aware of the fact that they do struggle more in these types of conditions, and they are trying to fix this. But he did first and foremost blame himself for losing 4 or 5 positions when he made his mistake at T11, although he did also blame strategy, saying that they were too late to pit. Overall, it does feel like they're a step back from where they thought they were, and he doesn't think that China will be a favourable circuit. Naturally, you could easily tell that Piastri was very disappointed. He said that what happened was because he pushed too hard, but there are still a lot of positives to take away from the day. He was really quick, and for 56.5 laps, he was doing great. Then we get to Hamilton, who said that it was very tricky and a lot worse than he was expecting. It was pretty hard to drive, and he's just glad he didn't end up in a wall, because that is definitely where the car wanted to go. And in particular, he felt like the balance was quite tricky. Also, summarising what he was saying about the guidance he got in regards to the rain, it wasn't great. No one had told him it was going to rain more, and so I assume based on that, if he had known, he might have made a bit of a different strategy call. However, it isn't all bad news. He does feel like there is more in the car that they can extract. Zach Brown said that he feels like they had the perfect strategy, especially in relation to Norris, and it was hard for them to make decisions because the weather was such an unknown. Also, Sky Sports asked him whether he felt like Piastri kind of lost his rhythm once the team orders came, but Zach said no, and they had to do it because they wanted to ensure that the traffic was cleared before they were allowed to race. Furthermore, he feels like their race pace is quite good. Shocker, I know. But I get the sense that they are trying to be quietly optimistic, because he did refer to the fact that Verstappen started 2024 really well, and then obviously there was a decline. Finally, he praised their communications and said it worked quite well because they don't second guess their decisions. Gasly didn't give a lot of insight other than the fact that they thought it was the right thing to stay out, and then it wasn't. Lastly is Tsunoda, who said that there are a couple of things they could do better as a team. He mainly blamed the weather and timings, and expanding more on the timings part of it, he said that he does have mixed feelings about the strategy error, but they will learn from it. And in another interview, he explained that this strategy error was the fact that they brought him in, and then once he came back out behind the safety car, he was down to P11. However, he does feel like there are positives to take away from this weekend. For example, they definitely had pace, and he thinks that if they have a similar weekend in regards to pace, then China will go well for them.